how do you get personal jurisdiction over someone? Personal jurisdiction, as previously discussed, is the ability of the court to exercise jurisdiction over a person, to bring that person into court and subject them to their power or authority. So that's personal jurisdiction. How do you get it? Generally, it's the best way to think about it is the court has to serve a summons and complaint on that individual. Now, in state courts, a state court can only serve a summons within that state's jurisdiction. In order to get jurisdiction over someone, you must serve a summons and complaint on them within that state. Now for the exception to that rule. Many people who commit acts or do undertake activity that is the subject of litigation may not be within the state. They may live elsewhere or be located elsewhere other than in the state. So how do you get personal jurisdiction over them? In that situation, all states have what's called a long-arm statute. The long-arm statute allows the state to serve process on individuals outside of the state. And the long-arm statute will outline or delineate the situations that allow for service of process on someone outside of the state. Now, that may be that the individual has residence within the state, that they carry on a certain amount of business activity within the state, that they committed the tortious conduct within the state, that they entered into the contract that is the subject of litigation within the state, that they are registered as a business entity to do business in the state, that they own property, which is the subject of litigation in the state. All of these are really common examples of what long-arm statutes allow for service of process outside the state. And the reason they have this exception is to allow for individuals who are mobile and outside the state to bring them in. Now, here's the limitation. Long-arm statutes, to be constitutional, the individual being called into court pursuant to the long-arm statute must have what is constitutionally called minimum contacts with the state. It means that they have sufficient contact with that state so that it does not offend notions of fair play and substantial justice. Now, this quotation is from a very famous case, but it laid out the standard that fair play and substantial justice is the standard for calling someone into the state for personal jurisdiction via the long-arm statute.